Let's talk about 47's big trip over the weekend. I wanted another successful entrepreneur businessman like President Trump on to discuss this, because I didn't want to hear from a politician or from some pundit or podcaster, but from somebody who actually has to go out and make deals with foreign countries for their businesses or big time deals, which you've done in your career. So just give me kind of the overall, and then we'll break down some of these different deals with Thailand, Malaysia, and China when it comes to whether it's the soybeans or the rare earth minerals. Just kind of your overall take with President Trump and his deal-making prowess and how he goes about it dealing with these leaders, because it is a different style than we have ever seen before, Grant.
Yeah, because we've never had someone so gifted and trained his entire life, by the way, at the art of negotiating. And, Snoop Dogg says he's like, game recognized game. The only people that don't understand the savviness of this beast, President Donald Trump, is those that don't have the skills or haven't worked on them. I've worked in negotiations my entire career. I've negotiated hundreds of billions of dollars transactions. And I have said since the very beginning, the tariffs were simply a tool to get countries to the table. And it didn't start with tariffs. It started with America. Mm-hmm. It started with America sending a message to Americans that the things were going to be different. And he didn't do that by attacking America. He went to Greenland first, then he renamed Gulf of America. People think, what do these things have to do with one another? They're sending messages. There's a new guy in town. Then he invoked the tariffs. Now he's sending messages outside to bring people to the table.
Right.
Okay. You can't negotiate if you don't come to the table. You can't negotiate if you don't have full attention. You can't negotiate if you don't have urgency on the line. And that's what he's brought to the table, including him going to Malaysia and getting those rare earth deals, also Australia, the rare earth deals. Those deals are not that significant, except they're pieces of the puzzle that now bring China to the table. Notice gold today. Gold for the last 3 days has lost about 15% of its value because the Chinese are tapping out. And while the middle class was threatened by the idea of tariffs, I'm sorry, Dan, while the middle class was threatened by the ideas of tariffs, the truth is the tariffs did not create any inflation in this country. And
no, our budget and overspending created the inflation. Let's talk more about these rare earth minerals and why it's such a big deal, because China's kind of cornered the market on those. But also we keep hearing we're going to need all these in the future, the next 5-10 years, because of AI. And so obviously we don't want to have to keep buying rare earth minerals if we're not going to find them on our soil, which in some cases we have them, some cases we don't, depending on which mineral. We don't want to buy them from our biggest economic and potentially military adversary. We should be buying them from friends, not China.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we probably have all the rare earth minerals we need. A lot of this, again, I think is look over here and look over here. While we have 15% of our naval, arsenal down in the Caribbean, down in Venezuela. Why? Mm-hmm. You don't think they have some rare earth, man?
Yeah, well, he's also putting pressure on the connections of China and Iran and other countries that are doing deals down there with Venezuela and Colombia and Cuba and the rest of them, and he's trying to make it known. Stop monkeying around in our backyard. You got it. See, I knew having you on, you would get this, that President Trump always is playing that 3D chess and not checkers like Joe Biden and Kamala were. Another big one, besides the rare earth minerals, the soybeans. Obviously, we know the farmers, our ranchers hurting. There's a beef about the beef, and I'm getting that with somebody else later in the program, so you don't have to go there. But on the soybeans, this has got to be a good thing because our farmers have been hurting for decades in this country. Let's be real.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've been selling, our farmland to Bill Gates and to China for years. I think Smith Farms is now owned mostly by the Chinese. So this is not a new problem. This is an old problem that he's coming in here to fix. None of this was done in the last 9 months or 10 months. I mean, look what Trump's done in 10 months. Interest rates are down, taxes are down. Inflation is almost non-existent. Mm-hmm. You might say, oh, yeah, but things are still expensive at the grocery store. They don't go up that fast and come down immediately.
Exactly. That's going to take a while.
The tariffs did not create inflation like everybody said it would. It actually put us back in control on the world stage to be respected by the countries.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.